Hello, mic test. Hello, mic test. Okay, I can hear myself. Good evening to Sing Meng Leong, Kendrick Chia, Tani Sin, Nasiruddin, Clarice, Rekha, Emily, Priya, Annie Lim, Jessie Yo, Jonas Wong, Ethan Tan, Emily Lim, Janet Chia, Rekha, Sally, Kendrick. Okay. Alright. Okay, I guess all the technicals are alright now. Okay, so let's begin today's session. Okay, welcome to today's Facebook Live, happening every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Okay, so right now I believe most of you will be covering the part whole models and to deal with remainder type problems specifically. Now these these types of problems I've been seeing a lot recently in various groups, and yeah, today I want to discuss two ways of dealing with them, specifically model and branching. Both ways have their own merits. Okay, so now a bit about myself. I joined Maths Heuristics back in 2011. So right now my current designation is that of curriculum specialist. What I do is every day I need to prepare materials. I need to read up on the latest happening trends in mathematics. I need to read up on what parents are concerned about. And I have to keep up to date with all this information. And I do so by taking part in discussions from various groups as well, not only just mine. Okay, then right now I would say that I'm very happy and privileged to be given this platform to explore my strengths and explore my potential. Also, I'd like to thank my boss for believing in my initiatives. Okay, so today's discussion is based on the Mastering Heuristics series, which my boss and mentor has written, Mr. Sunny Tan, on the model approach to problem solving. Okay, let me just change this to the video first. So you can see that inside this book, okay, inside this book, it can be seen that it explains question structures with a one-shot solution, and it also gives a step-by-step breakdown on how the answers are derived. And that is very important because at the PSLE, setters love to set unfamiliar questions these days. And right now we have also integrated that into our app as well, which I am quite proud to say that I've been part of this project as well. So this is an interactive version of the step-by-step explanation that can be that the student can take at their own time, okay, to learn. So with that in mind, let us discuss about models and branching. Okay? Alright, let's get it started. So here, which one do we want to use? For now, okay, let's look at this problem first. This specific focus for today will be on remainder types of problems. So Jenny had some money. She spent 3/8 of her money, and of the remainder, she gave 1/3 of it to her mother. And then she had $100 left. How much money did she have at first? So modeling is also a very good way to present and represent this problem. Now let's see if she had spent 3/8 of her money. This means that her money can be broken down into 8 equal portions, of which she spent 3 of them. The first layer will look like this. You want to draw a long bar and cut it into 8 equal portions to represent the entire expression. Okay? So the next thing that we need to do is to look at this remainder. Okay, let's just label that she has spent 3/8 of this. So this remainder must be over here. Agree? How come you're so fast? Okay, so from this remainder, she gave 1/3 of it to her mother. So 1 out of a total of 3 was given to her mother. So we want to split this up into 3 equal portions as well. So here there are 2 main variations that this can be done. The first variation is to draw a pull-down model and break it down into 3 parts. Okay? The second way is because you want these 5 blue blocks to be divisible by 5 and divisible by 3. We want to cut it up into 15 equal portions, which is the lowest common multiple of 3 and 5. Okay, so we can do it this way. You can cut every blue block into 3 pink blocks. See, the good thing about using a black background is you get to use this baby blue and pink. Right. Okay, so now the next thing is if she gave 1/3 of 15 units to her mother. 1/3 of 15 units is 5 units. So these 5 units was given to the mom, and this remainder must be her $100 left. So if she has this $100 remaining, then it can be said that the 10 units here is $100. Okay, 10U is $100. Therefore, 1 unit must be 100 divided by 10 to give you 10. And the total amount of money that she had first must be these 24 blocks all together. Okay, 24 units will be 24 times 10 to give you 240. So the answer here will be $240. Okay, so now the other way that this problem can be represented is by branching. And the way we do it is to branch them out with whole numbers rather than fractions, because when you branch it out with fractions, it can get a bit complicated at times. So let's deal with this. Let's show you how to do this by branching. Okay, so obviously this is the model way of doing. This is by branching. So to deal this with branching, first we define what has happened. She spent 3 blocks out of a total of 8, and then her remainder here is 5. Correct? And then from this remainder is now your repeated identity. She gave 1/3 of it to the mum out of a total of 3. So she is left now with 2 blocks. Okay, so from here it can be seen that this 3 and this 5 are equal. They represent the same thing. 5 blue blocks here and 3 pink blocks here. These two are equal. We want to make them the same. So what we do instead of cutting the model out, we multiply them to their lowest common multiple. So this becomes 15, this becomes 10, this becomes 5, this becomes 24, this becomes 15, and this becomes 9. So we have cut them all up into the same units, just like what we did for the models. And from here we can now say that this 10 units remaining, or 10 units left, is $100. From there, find out the value of 1 unit and solve for what is required. Okay, so both ways have their plus points and their negative points. Let me be upfront to say that first. Okay, it's not always the case that branching is superior. It's not always the case that models is superior. Depending on the situation, each one of them has their own merits. Okay? So, which one is better? This one really depends on the child's ability to adapt already. Okay, because as adults, we are not the ones taking the PSLE. We have already took it already. So ultimately it depends on the child, not so much on adults. We can understand, we can teach, but that doesn't mean the child may be able to learn it. Okay, that's where I come from. Okay? How to get 10? The 10 units remaining here that she's left with is the $100. Okay? So if you got it, please spam the like button. If you haven't got it, please let me know. Okay, maybe I should annotate this part here first. This is the 10 units remaining, 10 U left and $100 left. So you want to form that connection and say that 10 units is that $100. Okay, so Kendrick is saying make fractions same denominator. For this, you have to really go with the situation. Okay, maybe I'll explain it more next time. Okay, thank you for your feedback. Let's go on to number 2. Okay, so Ali spends 60% of his monthly salary on daily expenses. He gives 40% of the remaining amount to his parents and saves the rest of his salary. What fraction of his money did he save? And if Ali gives $240 to his parents monthly, how much is his monthly salary? So, over here, okay, again I will do this by model and branching. just to show you how it's interconnected. Alright? Nah, okay, never mind. I'll save that modeling for the last question. Now, Ali spends 60%. 60%, change it to a fraction first. This means 60 out of 100, which simplifies down to 3 out of 5. Okay, then the next one is 40%. Yeah, this is not pink. I want my pink. 40% is 40 out of 100. That simplifies down to 2 out of 5. Okay, so now let's look at it this way. He spends 3/5 of his monthly salary on daily expenses. So on daily expenses, 3 units is spent out of a total of 5. The remainder here is 2. Okay, so I got another question. Why do you want to change this to fraction? The reason is because you want to work with smaller numbers whenever possible. Large numbers can be a bit intimidating. And for those of you who have not learned percentages yet in P5, this serves as a workaround to a question that would otherwise be locked out to you at this time. Okay? So when you have this already, the next thing is to look at the remaining amount. He gives 2/5 of the remaining amount to his parents. So from this remainder, it can be split into a total of 5 blocks, 5 pink blocks, okay? Pink, okay? Parents are going to get 2. The remainder here will be 3. So once we have all this listed out, we can now look for the repeated identity. It is this remainder and this total of the remainder here. These two are equal, make them the same. We multiply them to their lowest common multiple. So this becomes 10, 25, 15, 10, 6, and 4. So all these white numbers, they represent the same unit now. Yeah. Okay, so the next question for part A is, what fraction of the money did he save? So he saved the rest of the salary, which means that you are saving 6 blocks out of a total of 25 blocks. So the answer for A is quite obvious. This would simply be 6 out of 25. Okay, stop spamming. Right, so now the next question is, if Ali gives $240 to his parents every month, so to the parents, they get 4 units every month, which is also the $240 that Ali gives to them every month. So 1 unit can be said to be, once we form this connection, we can say that 1 unit is $240. Hang on, let me just erase the units first. $sign divided by 4 to give you 60. So the next question is, how much is his monthly salary? He earns a total of 25 units. So this would simply be 25 copies of 60. This should give you 1,500. So the answer for B is $1,500. Okay? Okay, why u times 5? Okay, you have 2 blue blocks remaining here, and you have 5 pink blocks remaining here. This quantity is divisible by 2, it is divisible by 5. So we want to get them into the same subunit. We want to cut them all up into 10 units. So that's why we multiply this by 5, and we multiply this by 2. Okay, Sandhya, you got it? Alicia, you are saying you don't understand. Which part do you not understand? No, it should be 6 out of the total of 25. This pink total over here is the blue remainders total. Okay, so the total of everything that he earned is 25 units. Okay, so wait, Gani Singh, you are saying you don't understand. Can you repeat? I don't mind repeating, but can you be specific about where you don't understand? Then I can zoom into that. This is branching. Okay. Okay, then later I'll get back to you during the Q&A. Thank you for all your feedback. This is more than just fraction. Okay, then let's move on to number 3. Now, Thomas had some money. He gave 4 out of 9 of his money to his mother and gave the rest of the remainder to his 2 sisters, Jessie and Mabel, in the ratio of 2:3. Now, Mabel used 3/7 of her money to buy a bag and had $24 left. So how much did Thomas have at first? Okay. Now, first things first, let's just follow the sequence of the question, because in remainder type questions, the sequence is very important. Okay. So his money can be split into 9 parts. 4 of them was given to the mum. So all these maths questions teach you one thing: always give money to your parents when you grow old. Okay? When you start working and all that. Okay, so to the mum, 4 out of a total of 9 was given. The remainder here is 5. Okay? Nixies, make up your mind. So over here, this remainder can be split between the 2 sisters, Jessie and Mabel, in the ratio of 2:3. So let's say you got Jessie here, you got Mabel here. Jessie got 2, Mabel got 3, which means that the total over here must be 5. So once we have this, we want to say that these 2 are equal. We want to make them the same. However, since they are already the same, there is no need for us to do anything. Technically speaking, you can do a times 1 here, times 1 here, but that is just like, that is just not going to change anything. How come all of you so fast one? Okay, so now this Mabel used 3/7 of her money to buy a bag and had $24 left. So for Mabel, we can analyze it further. On a bag, 3 out of a total of 7 was spent. She will be left with $4 here. Now, there is one way that you can do this, but I don't recommend it for this situation. Okay, don't write what I'm going to write in white. Okay, don't do it first. You can say that these 2 are equal and make them the same. Don't write this out. then you can see that I'm taking a very long time to even write out everything, because I need to multiply every single one of them. Correct, and once I've equalized everything already, I can say that this 12 units is 24, 1 unit is 2, then Thomas at first will be 63 times 2. This way can be done. At the same time, there is a simpler way to deal with this question. Okay? You can say that this amount remaining, 4 units remaining, and he got $24 left. Once you are able to form this connection, 1 unit can be said to be 24 divided by 4 to give you $6. Then you find out what is this $7. This will give you $42. And once we have this $42 is this 3 units here. To find Thomas at first, it is the baby blue 9. So we can simply take, we can say that 3 parts is $42. Then we find out 9 parts by taking 9 times, 3 times $42 to give you 126. So the answer here is $126. So this is on working backwards directly. Okay? The first example over here, what I did in the first example is to equalize the units. Get them all to the same subunit first. Both ways are acceptable, okay? But in certain situations like example 3, that way can be a bit longer, and if you are not situationally aware of what you're doing, you may end up doing the wrong thing. Okay, so working backwards directly, generally it's easier because you don't have to keep track of several things all at once. Okay, why 3 times 42? If 3 parts is 42, to get 9 parts, I need to multiply this by 3. Okay, can I do model method? I will do it for example 4. The class today will end, I think, about 8:45 or 9 like that. Okay? Yeah, situationally aware. You need to know what you're doing in accordance to this situation and whether your interpretation of the problem is in line with the question's statements. Okay? So the way to deal, okay, just to show you how to do the model for this, very quickly, you have 9 blocks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so now your 5 remainder is for Jessie and Mabel. So Mabel got 3, right? Then you break her up into 7 blocks. Okay, then this one will be 24. Okay? Alright, very good. I think all of you understand. All of you are spamming the like button. Okay, so let's go on to number 4. You remember I say that branching itself at certain times it can get quite complicated. This is one of them. Okay, I will be very honest and upfront. I will say that while branching itself is a good method that can solve many problems, there are times that it becomes more difficult to use branching. So let me just show you by branching, and then I'll show you the model way to do this. Now, Jane spent an equal amount of money each day. So after 5 days, she had 4/5 of her money left. And after another 10 days, she had $500 left. How much money did she have at first? So over here, let's just define what we have at the beginning. Okay, 4/5 of her money left. So over here, she spent over 5 days. She had a certain amount left, and the total amount here. Okay, first things first. Define according to situation. 5 goes to her money, 4 goes to leftover. So you put the 4 here first. Then we can say that in the 5 days, she spent 1 blue block. Correct? There are some students of mine who I have to keep pointing out. They put the 4 here and they put the 1 here because they didn't read the question carefully. They just went in by muscle memory. So please don't do that. Please read the question carefully. I don't want you to make mistakes because of this. Okay, so this 1 goes to the 5 days. This 4 goes to what was left. So after another 10 days, she had $500 left. Okay, so how are we going to break this down into another 10 days? Okay, first of all, you have to see that she spent an equal amount of money each day. So we can say that in 1 day, she spends 1 unit of money. So we want to make this blue block become 5 units worth. Okay, so the core assumption here is that 1 day she spends 1 unit. So if we are to do this, this becomes 10, this becomes 20, this becomes 25. So after another 10 days, be very careful of this keyword here, another 10 days of spending. She would spend another 10 units out of a total of 20. So her remainder here will be 20 minus 10 to give you 10. So this 10 units here is also the $500 that she has remaining. So from this connection, and we can say that 1 unit is now $500 divided by 10 to give you $50. So how much money did she have at first? That will be 25 units, which is 25 times 50. That will give you 1,250. Okay, so this is your answer here. Okay, why did I multiply this part by 5? You see, just now I had 1 blue block, right? Okay, maybe I show it to you in the model form. It will be easier. Okay, so a lot of you got it. Why not fraction branching? Fraction branching can be quite abstract for a lot of students. Why would anyone put an angry button on this awesome vid? Okay, wait. Okay, so now I will show this to you by modeling. Modeling at times has its advantages. So let's just look at it this way. Would you all agree that I can draw one thick model with 5 columns to represent the amount of money that he had at first. Do you all agree with this? You all agree, huh? Okay, so let's just look at what we have here. This was what she spent in 5 days. This is what she had left. Okay, so because she spent an equal amount of money each day, we can cut this blue bar into 5 pink bars, 5 pink boxes, or 5 pink blocks. Okay, and once we have this, we have to make everything the same. All the blue blocks must be cut into 5 pink blocks. So we extend our cuts out like this. Okay, so in these 5 days, she has already spent this amount. Then in another 10 days, she must have, and then we say that one of this unit is what she spent in 1 day. Then if this is the case, in another 10 days, we just shade off another 10. Okay? And then we will see that what's left over here is 10 units. This 10 units remaining is your $500 left from that connection. Find out 1 unit, find out what is required. So you can see that using this stack model, it is a lot more efficient. Okay? So there's a lot of ways to solve a problem, not necessarily branching would be the most efficient for every single one. I don't agree to that. There's a lot of maths questions that I have seen. At the same time, there's a lot more maths questions that I have not seen. So I dare not make that statement. Okay? Wait. Okay, stop spamming, please. Stop spamming before I start blocking. Okay? So to answer the question back to whether model or branching is better, it really depends on situation. And also the student's ability. It really comes back to this. Just because we can do it doesn't mean the kid can do it. Okay? And also specific situations gives rise to specific answers. Is it only applicable if each unit is equal? If it is not equal, then there is some other way that you have to define it already. Okay? Yeah, that was the last question. Okay. So I've come to the end of this discussion. And I'm happy to present to you Module 2, the model approach to problem solving for P5 and P6. So for Module 2, we will be conducting these lessons at our premises at 195A, Thomson Road, Gold Hill Center. Okay, for P6, the classes for model approach to problem solving will commence on 2nd of March 2019, and for P5, this will start from 16th of March 2019. Okay, P6 classes will be taught by Mr. Sunny Tan, my boss and mentor, and P5s will be taught by me. Okay, so We also understand that for students to do modeling, not all of them are familiar with it. So we will also incorporate branching concepts into this. Okay, and you can click on this link that I'll be typing out real soon to find out more and register. Okay, so now that the lesson is over, if you have questions for me, I will be happy to take them. Okay? Okay, good night, Kok Kyong. Have a great time. Yeah, I will. Okay. So, anyway, if you all want additional practice questions on this, okay, additional practice questions you can search for. Let me make this bigger. Okay. If you're inside the group already, good. Okay. You can search for this www.facebook.com/group/that's Heuristics, and inside the group search for remainder concept. There is also a tag for popular posts that you can use to search for remainder concepts. There will be several questions. I think there's like 44 at this point. Search for remainder concept and there will be several questions on that you can use branching or model, part whole model to be specific. Okay, see you all soon. Can we do ratio method? Yes. No, Eileen Tan, this is not online. This is the physical classes that will be conducted at our premises. It's not fun when you're not the teacher. It's your PSLE year already. You cannot think so much about fun. You can think about fun when you're in Sec 1, but not now. Okay? Okay, good night, Jessica. Okay, so Janice is asking why one day spent 1 unit. The reason is it was stated that he spent an equal amount each day. We do not know what that is, so we use 1 block to represent his spending per day. So we make it 1 unit. Okay, you're welcome, Janet. Welcome, Kendrick. Can we do ratio method? Yeah, you can. You can. Technically, to be very frank with you, whole numbers, fractions, decimal, percentage, and ratio, personal opinion is that they are all different sides of a dice. Think of it as different sides of the same dice. All of them are interconnected. Okay, you're welcome, Feng Yi. Okay, welcome, Stephanie. Welcome, Melvin. Is there a recording for this? Yes. It will be uploaded to Facebook. No, the Facebook page will process it first. Then it will automatically be up. Alright? When am I conducting the next one? Next Wednesday. Next Wednesday, 8 p.m. Okay? Yeah, you're welcome. Welcome, Master. You're welcome, Jesse. Kiddos, can you be more specific about this Thursday thing? Good night. Sorry, that's confidential. How many peeps are there in 10OP? That's confidential. You're welcome, Rashida. Okay. Nixis, you must be very happy because this is probably the only time that you can use your handphone. Yeah. Okay, bye, Kendrick. No, I don't play Fortnite. I suggest you you all stop playing the Fortnite first and focus on the study. To be honest with you, I don't really like all the new games. But that's just my personal opinion. Okay, welcome, Janice. Free lesson live on Thursday night. Okay, wait ah. Okay, kiddos, can you get your mom to PM me? Send me a private message on this. Then I get back to you. I check with them first. The games nowadays is not my type, not my cup of tea lah. It's really not my cup of tea anymore. Okay, so okay, kiddos, can you do that for me? Ask your mom to PM me on this. Then I get back to her. They contacted her many times. Okay. Okay. Okay, never mind. I go and. Okay, I'll go and check it out. I'll go and check it out with them. Okay, so if there are no further questions, I guess I'll take my leave now. Okay, this is Kevin from Heuristics signing off. See you all next week. Bye bye.